if you're being slandered, whatever the issue is, forget about even this issue for now. Let's not fight fire with fire. Two wrongs don't make a right. I know a lot of silly things have been spread around, not just in this, and other things as well. Don't retaliate in exactly the same way. Just, if you're not sure, you're angry, whatever, you're upset, go away, be with the Lord, pray, maybe even wait a few days. Don't, I don't know, just Twitter and other things seem to just bring out the worst in people. Look, I'm tired of it. I mean, so, to be honest, I've never really liked Twitter. It just seems to be such a, I don't know, it just seems to bring out the nastiness in people and things like that. I've said it to a few people over the years. I've never really gone public about this. James White bullies people on the internet. He does. He sets his people after them. He puts his he gets he kind of just, he tries to provoke people, and then when they say something stupid, you know, if you're angry, somebody says something horrible to you, and then you respond, it's kind of a gotcha moment. He captures them on a screenshot and then sticks it on his Facebook, and then somebody has to say something about this, because I've seen this happen for years, and then everybody's like oblivious to, oh, I never saw that happen. This is not acceptable. It's not acceptable in normal life. Why should it be acceptable in social media? So I hate it. Like, I mean, when people are like pestering you on Twitter, you know, like back and forth about different things, and it's like, it's just really silly. I mean, a guy who has written over 20 books. Let's just get this in perspective here. Guy's written over 20 books. From a debating point of view, his CV is incredibly impressive. We'll all agree with that. He's got, 160 moderated debates, I think, something like that. He's written numerous books. I've read, and I quite like his book on the Quran, by the way. Still do. I've never had any major issue with the book. Highlighted it, made a lot of notes, and it's a fine book. I have no major issue with that. I actually bought the book a couple of years ago because I was saying, okay, maybe I'm not seeing something that everybody else is seeing. Need to read some of James White. So I've read his work. But there's just no excuse for this poor behavior, because he sets a standard. And just to quote White himself, what you win them with is what you win them to. And if this is the kind of behavior that's the pass for a Christian apologist, you're going to create an atmosphere where this is acceptable. This mocking, taunting, demeaning. I'm not talking about towards me. I've seen the threads on Twitter and all this, and it's just disgraceful that it's just accepted. I don't know if you're barely on Twitter yourself, or have you ever seen any of this kind of stuff that passes for Christian discussion? And
I have a Twitter account, but I don't really use it, and thankfully, probably. So it's the same on Facebook. You know, there's debates on Facebook.
I think it's much cleaner on Facebook. I'll be honest. Wow. It's much nicer, it's much nicer on Facebook.
Well, then I won't go on Twitter now.
Yeah. I don't want to say much more about it. I think it's silly. It's petty. We shouldn't be. Anyway, we'll continue. It is what it is.
I don't know why. Why would that be? I mean,
to not give. This is our argument, not the no gospel argument. Look, there's a couple of possibilities. You haven't been listening to the program, or something worse. I'm saying, here's the best scenario I can put forth, that you haven't listened properly, or you skipped through it. I don't know. And I'm not even attributing. I don't know what the case is. I can't respond. I'm not going to ring into the dividing line to have an argument with somebody who doesn't even understand the argument I'm making, and claims constantly to be misrepresented and taken out of context when he does the same thing to other people. Look, and I'm just saying, can we get past the silliness on Twitter and all this? Look, if somebody disagrees with you on Facebook or Twitter, don't have a big argument with them. You can't win everybody over. Pray for them. Maybe have a coffee with them. But these slight jabs here, I'm not talking about James White here, I'm talking about all over the place. Can we just get past the silliness? It's like a school playground. Is it going to be controversial to ask people to grow up? There's a lot of immaturity around.